Good morning. We're live and we've made it to day 4 of the Impactful Coach Experience. I'm super excited to be here with you for the 4th day in a row. We have once again got so much juicy content to dive into today. Again, it's going to be a game changer. We are talking all things money and charging for your coaching. There's a big conversation to be had here. It's one of the biggest blocks that women have when it comes to really receiving for the work that they do as a coach. It's a thing that keeps people stuck in broke coach mentality when there is so much space to be living and operating and building a really thriving, abundant coaching business. So today is a key conversation if you're serious about building a business as an impactful coach, one where you can thrive, one where you can live in abundance, one where you can get to receive richly for the powerful work that you're doing with your clients. So we're going to dive into all of that and so much more in a moment. Those of you who are joining me live, say hello. Let me just bring up my little comments so I can see who's here. Good morning, everyone. It's so lovely to see you. How are you feeling this morning? Congratulations. You've made it to day 4. That shows next level commitment. So I just want to say huge well done for those of you who are live once again with me, and those of you who are catching up on replay. Again, well done. It does take commitment. It does take time, but I really hope that you're gaining so much value from this experience. It's going to really help you move forwards. We've covered so many parts already, and we've still got so much more to dive into. Good morning. So yesterday we officially opened the doors, baby, to the Impactful Coach program. It is my most loved, most incredible, most powerful program that I have ever created, even if I do say so myself. We've already had some amazing women sign up and join. So those of you who are in, I just want to say, yay, I'm super excited. I cannot wait to support you. It is going to transform your life, and it's going to help you transform so many other people's lives in the process. So if you didn't catch that yesterday, Julie, yes, baby. If you didn't catch that yesterday, it's a 4-month deep dive coaching program, I guess, but we go through every single thing that you need to become a truly impactful coach. We go deep, we do it all. It's not just the training, it's also the accountability, it's also the support, it's also how you actually implement it for yourself. It's really embodying all that it means to be an impactful coach, and there's going to be loads of coaching involved. So you will emerge from that program with everything that you need to be a high level impactful coach, feeling confident, feeling secure, feeling abundant, really knowing how to charge your true worth for the coaching that you do, so that you do feel abundant, so that you do walk your talk as that coach, so that you can live that lifestyle yourself as you're supporting your clients in doing the same. It is a game changer of a program. I only run it once per year. I was going to put the pricing up this time. I haven't. I've kept it the same as I did the first time that I ran it last year. The program blew my mind. Like, it was just absolutely incredible, and the results that came from it were amazing. So I could not wait. For those of you who've already joined, I can't wait to hold that space for you. I can't wait to begin that journey. As you know, we've got bonuses, all kinds of bonuses. We've got special pricing, we've got in-person days, we've got one-to-ones. There are all the reasons to sign up now and not wait, because this is the lowest price it's going to be at, and it's going to go up in steps as we go through the next couple of days in the next week or so, because I like to celebrate those of you who are just in, you're ready, let's do this. So the price will rise as we move through the week. So if you're thinking about it, if you're on the fence, now's the time to take action. I will be sharing that link again. I've got a couple of questions around it that I want to answer for you today, but I'll do that at the end of today's session. I really want to dive into today's coaching, today's training, because we've got so much to cover. And then at the end, there's a couple of questions I've had from people around the program. I'm going to answer them for all of you, because if a few people have got those questions, chances are lots of you might have those questions. So we'll dive into all that at the end. But if you haven't checked out the Impactful Coach program yet, make sure you do it. Claire Walters, beautiful. Claire Walters in the house. Last year's Impactful Coaching Program was amazing. Sign up, guys. You won't regret it. Claire, as you probably just guessed, was one of the gorgeous coaches in the program. She's amazing. She's built her own beautiful coaching business. Oh my God. I've got an interview with Claire I'm going to play for you so you can hear a bit about Claire's journey and her stepping into the world of impactful coaching. She's had a heck of a journey, has Claire. So I'm going to share Claire's interview with you as well. You'll love that. Okay. And remember, if you've got questions about the Impactful Coach, you can message me. I'm happy to answer any questions on Messenger, or you can book in a call with me. So if you've got some questions, I'm happy. I'll jump on that call myself. You will get me on that call. I'll answer any questions that you've got. There's never any such thing as a silly question. And you can book in. So if you went to the booking system yesterday to book a session, there was a bit of a glitch with it. That's been fixed now. So if you go there now, you will see that there's appointments available and you can book in to have a quick chat with me if you want to know if the program is the right fit. Okay, so quick bits of housekeeping before we dive into today's content. Number one, competition. Have you liked the video? Have you commented on the video? Have you been doing the daily tasks? So many of you have been doing the daily tasks, so well done. It's been absolutely beautiful reading your comments, having a look at what you've shared. I know some of you struggled with downloading yesterday's workbook. I actually put it in a different place to try and solve that problem for you, and it looks like I caused an even bigger problem. If you did struggle to download yesterday's workbook, I put it in Dropbox, so it might be that you just need to sign up for a free Dropbox account, and then that link should work. The link is in here. I did send it out on email. Today, I've tried putting the link in somewhere else, so I'm hoping that it will be easier to download today's workbook. And today's workbook is an important one. There's some tasks that I want you to work through that's going to really help you zone in on your value as a coach so that you feel truly aligned with the pricing that you own, so that we don't have the broke coach mentality, that instead we step you into being a truly abundant coach who gets to work with her dream clients, who can charge what she truly desires, and who can get to live the life as she supports others in doing the same. Okay. Oh, sorry. Final thing. Masterclass. It's happening on Tuesday, 10:30. It's on Zoom. It's not in here. You do need to sign up. There's only 100 places on that class. So if you haven't signed up for the masterclass, make sure you do so today. I haven't actually checked how many people have signed up yet. I'll check later on today and I'll let you know tomorrow. But that's happening Tuesday, 10:30 on Zoom. It is the icing on the cake. We're going to take everything that we've taken this week, and I'm going to show you how you pull it together into an abundant coaching business. So you're going to absolutely love Tuesday. It's going to be a game changer for you. You haven't got to yesterday's yet. Don't worry, because here's the great thing. You've got Saturday, Sunday and Monday to catch up on tasks. So if you feel like you're a little bit behind, if there's some bits of training that you haven't managed to watch yet, or any of the tasks that you haven't implemented, you've got Saturday and Sunday and Monday, because of it being the Queen's funeral. So you've got a bit more time to catch up on that. The competition is going to be drawn on Tuesday afternoon. So you've got till Tuesday afternoon to do all those tasks if you want to be in the competition. Right, let's do this. Are you ready? I don't know why we're doing a drum roll, but we are. Owning your value and making money as an impactful coach. So what do you charge? How do you get rid of any of the stickiness around pricing? And what do the basic bones of your coaching business look like? So we have already covered what impactful coaching really is. What is the difference between the old paradigm of coaching, the new paradigm of coaching? We dived into that on day one, and I think lots of you gained lots more clarity from us going through that process. Day two was all about finding your zone of genius, unleashing your magic when it comes to your coaching. So we talked about how your passion, your life lessons, your knowledge, and your natural innate gifts come together to form your beautiful, unique magic that sets you apart from every other coach out there. So that was day two, and I hope that you move forwards and gain some clarity from that. Day three was all about she who leads herself. Self-leadership being the key to you being a truly impactful coach, to you being magnetic to your dream clients, to you really standing out from all the other coaches out there, because so few people are truly walking their talk, are truly living in alignment. And that energy can be seen, that energy can be felt. It transforms how you show up on social media. It transforms the conversations you have about coaching, and it absolutely transforms the kind of business that you can build as an impactful coach when you are walking your talk, when you are practicing that radical self-responsibility and you're leading yourself first. So we've already covered so much. Today, it's all about the money, honey. How do you charge? What do you charge? How do you get past any stickiness around charging? How do we make sure that you're really receiving richly for the work that you do? Not from a place of being greedy, not from a place of like, oh, money, 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 but from a place of actually being able to receive for what you're giving. There is the law of compensation. It's a divine law. So often women drain themselves, they burn themselves out because they overgive and don't allow themselves to receive. We do not want those kind of coaches operating in the world. We want coaches who operate from a cup full place, whereby they get to look after themselves, they get to have great experiences, they get to have all the support that they desire, so they can really fully hold the place for all of their clients, rather than it coming from oh, let me pull all of this out of me and try and scrape every bit of the barrel because I want to support you and I want to give and I want to make sure you get the results. But instead from a place of I am in overflow. I am in abundance. Like I am living my best life. I am fully charged to the top and I am 100% here to facilitate this transformation with you. That's the kind of coaching we really want to be doing as we go out there into the world. So how do we do that? And how do we start switching this around so that we can receive with more ease, rather than blocking ourselves, rather than questioning our value, rather than worrying whether people will actually pay us? Where is the masterclass link, you're all saying? I don't have the masterclass link to give you right now, but it is here in the group, and I sent it out on email, and I will post it once again in the group at the end of today, but I can't actually pop it in while I'm live with you. So I'm sorry about that, but it is in the group, I guarantee you, and it did come out, it has been sent out on 2 of the emails as well, so don't worry, we'll get that link to you, but I can't do it right now. I don't know if Stephanie's here. If Stephanie's here, Stephanie, if you could post it, but she might not be here this morning, I'm not sure. Okay, so we want to go from broke coach mentality. Sorry, I feel like I need to sneeze. No. We want to go from broke coach mentality to abundant coach mentality. This is the broke coach. See if you recognize any of these things within yourself. I want you to type in yes or give me a little emoji if you know that you can fall into some of these traps yourself when it comes to your coaching, or perhaps not coaching, because perhaps you haven't started coaching yet, but you know you've done them in other areas of your life. So there is potential that you could do them when it comes to building your coaching business too. So the broke coach. Number one, well, firstly, the broke coach is charging kind of £50 a session, and she's charging for one-off sessions. So people have one session with her, and then they'll have one session with her, and then they'll have one session with her. So instead of selling a coaching program that might be a 3-month program or a 6-month program or a 12-month program, people are just paying for one-off sessions, and it's probably 40, 50, 60 pounds an hour for each of those sessions, and it's just kind of pay as they go. So that's one of the first most important things to recognize. Broke coach mentality. If you're coaching in that way, you're going to stay broke, and at some point you're probably going to burn out. I know this because in the early days of my coaching, I did the same. I was charging £50 per hour. I was doing one-off sessions. I was overgiving in all of my coaching. I was going over the time with all my clients. I worked and worked and worked at getting fully booked. It was my little mantra. I just want to be a fully booked coach. I want to be a fully booked coach. Who wants to be a fully booked coach, by the way? I want to be a fully booked coach, except I actually did not want to become a fully booked coach, because when I became fully booked, I burnt out. Like my energy was, because I was overgiving, because at £50 sessions, being a fully booked coach was like 5 sessions a day, which ended up being more like 7 hours of coaching a day, 5 days a week. Is that abundant living? Hell no. Is that walking your talk as an abundant coach? Hell no. Is that giving from a place of overflow? Hell no. Are you able to truly support your clients and facilitate that change if you're in that place? Absolutely not. So if you're currently in that model, or if you know you can be drawn into doing it that way, we want to break that paradigm, because it's not going to do you any favors. It's not going to do your clients any favors. It's not going to do the world any favors. We need to change that now. Fully booked is great, but really, fully booked should look like 2 clients a day or 3 clients a day, and you're receiving enough in that coaching to feel abundant, to have the money coming in that you desire, to have the spaciousness to be able to live the life so that you are literally overflowing, not scraping from the bottom of the barrel. Yes, exactly. Yes, in that model, you're not getting anywhere. All that happens in that model where you're undercharging and you're fully booked is you burn out. You realize you can't hold it long term. And so it potentially takes you down the road of coaching is not the dream lifestyle. It's too hard. I can't do this. I'm done. Go back and get a job. And the truth is, you were so close. You were on the edge to literally creating the life of your dreams. If there were just a few tweaks and changes that you could have made, like, you'd have transformed your coaching business. And this is what I managed to do on my own. And it's what I'm super passionate about helping you do too. So a broke coach compares herself to the other coaches that she knows that also undercharge. How many of you have done this in different ways? Maybe in different industries, or you've seen other people do it. It's like, oh, but so-and-so only charges X amount for her sessions, and so-and-so only charges X amount for her sessions, and she's not fully booked, and she lives down the road from me, and we've got people who we know in common. So if people aren't going to pay them, and if they're not fully booked, how the heck am I going to get fully booked if I'm charging 4 times that, 5 times that? And so you compare yourself to the people on the lowest rung, and then you think that you need to go in there as well, or worse, go even lower. I don't know if you know this, but there are so many powerful stories about the last recession that we went through in England, in the world. There were so many businesses that decided to try and make their way through it by dropping their prices. So they dropped their prices, they cut back, they got rid of staff, like they went lower, 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 lower. Now, most of those businesses didn't actually make it. The businesses that absolutely thrived were the businesses that stepped up. So one of those businesses, it was one of the airlines. I'm trying to remember which airline it was. I think it might have been Qatar Airlines. I could be wrong. Like, don't hold me to that. I can't remember exactly. It was one of the big airlines that fly kind of Asia, and all of that. Instead of doing what some of the other airlines were doing, and like cut back and go more economy and everything else, they went, we are going next level. They put in first class, like full proper bathrooms. They gold gilded like some of their spaces. They made more space for first class and got rid of more of the economy, and their business 10 times itself, because they were brave enough to go, no, like, we recognize that there are people who see the value in this, and they are the people with money, and they're the people who want to invest. And so it's really important that we don't get caught up in this. I need to charge less. I need to go lower. Because actually that will be the end of you. The way to truly thrive is to go, what feels abundant for me? I get to go higher. I get to go bigger. I get to receive more. I get to work with people who are really, truly invested in this, not people who are like, oh, if it's more than that, I can't afford it. So this has a huge impact on your whole coaching business, and it has a huge impact on you and your mindset and your belief system and what you're available for too. So we do not want to compare ourselves to other low-cost coaches. Number 2, the broke coach thinks in terms of time, not experience and potential impact. So she's like, well, it's only an hour, so I can't charge more than £50 for an hour, or I can't charge more than £60 for an hour. this isn't about the amount of time you're spending with the client. This is about all the experience that you're bringing to that space. And this is about the potential that you're holding for that client. In coaching, you hold the potential to facilitate literally life transformations. What is that worth? We're going to dive into that in more detail in a moment. But literally, someone can transform their health. They can transform their relationships. They can transform their business. They can transform whatever it is that you end up coaching people around. You can create incredible transformations. You can facilitate incredible transformations. So it is not about X amount per hour. This is about, I receive this because I hold this space for this kind of transformation, for life-changing transformation. The broke coach has a lack relationship with money. So the broke coach has probably got some money wounds and things inside of her that she probably needs to do some money mindset work. So she might well be in scarcity about money. She might well be looking at her bank balance going like, oh my God, there's no money in the bank account. She might well be putting her head in the sand when it comes to paying bills. She's probably got not a great relationship with money. Again, we need to change that. So she has a lack mentality or lack relationship with money. It's an unhealthy relationship at the moment. She attracts clients who just want fixing. The client who rocks up £50, just fix me, please, as opposed to the client who is really invested in doing the work and going through the process and holding that space for their own transformation. She takes on the responsibility for the results of her clients. So she's like, how do I make sure I get my client results? No, it's not our responsibility to create results for our clients. It's our responsibility to hold that limitless potential. It's our responsibility to lead them through that space, but it is always our client's responsibility to create the results. So a broke coach takes on that responsibility and it pulls her down and she worries about it. She'll wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning be like thinking about one of her clients and how she's going to help them get that result. So she absolutely drains herself because she takes on everyone else's baggage. The broke coach overgives in her coaching. So a session is supposed to be an hour and she finds herself there an hour and a half later still coaching because she's trying to get those results and she wants to make sure this person is happy and she wants to make sure that they leave the session being like, oh, that was amazing. But actually often she overcoaches without meaning to, and the person actually leaves being a bit like, I don't know. She's lacking boundaries. So when a client cancels at the last minute and does so again and again and again, although she feels uncomfortable about it, she'll still book them in. And it's like, hang on a minute, you've lost how many hours with this client, this person who is not committed, who just keeps on canceling and isn't honoring your time. She doesn't ask for referrals or testimonials because it doesn't even come into her mind. And so she's not seeing those referrals and testimonials come in that are going to help her build her coaching practice. And she often tries to coach anyone. So she's quite often the generic coach. I'll just coach anyone and everyone because she knows that everyone needs coaching. And that's true, right? I'm not saying no to that. But we don't, just because we can coach anyone doesn't mean we should coach anyone. We need to be coaching the people that truly light us up, the people who are truly aligned with the work that we want to do, the people who are just a dream to work with. So just because we can coach everyone doesn't mean we should be coaching everyone. So that's the broke coach mentality. Who knows that they might have either in the past experienced a bit of this in their own coaching or in maybe a different industry, or perhaps you just recognize there's some of those cycles you do with friends or other things like we end that. This does not come into the new coaching paradigm. This is not abundant coaching. But I've got to be honest with you. I made these mistakes in the early days of my coaching. I probably did every single one of the things that I just mentioned to you. So the good news is, if you have been making those mistakes, if you have been stuck in that broke coach mentality, we can change it. It doesn't mean that it's the way that it's got to continue to be. And actually, once we start helping you truly own your value as a coach, we start shifting you into that new paradigm, things will change like that. It's like magic. So if that's the broke coach mentality, What is the abundant coach mentality? How is that different? What is that really? So the abundant coach, this is what we desire, right? So I want you to start feeling into the energy of these things as I share them with you. That was you going around in circles. Yes, yes, yes. Lots of you saying, guilty of a couple of those, perhaps. Yes. Still feel, sometimes feel responsible for clients. And it's because you care, right? So I get it. Oh my God, I get it. The reason that we take on responsibility of our clients is because we care. It's because we're heart-led. It's because we're heart-centered. It's because we want to do good in the world. It's because, we're doing this because we really are passionate about making a difference. So I get it. I know why we fall into these mistakes. We do it because we have this huge heart. But unfortunately, long term, it just doesn't work. And long term, it means you're holding that space, you're holding that heart for everyone else, but you're not holding it for you. And we need to learn to hold that love and that heart-led space for ourselves first, and then give it to our clients, because then the boundaries are in place. So, the abundant coach. Are you ready? Now you understand why you feel burnt out. Exactly. The abundant coach knows that the sky is the limit. The abundant coach knows that she lives in a place of pure potentiality. She knows that she gets to receive richly for her work because she is embodying everything that she teaches and preaches and coaches on, because she leads herself first. And if she wants to, she looks around the world at the leaders. She looks at Tony Robbins and she says, oh, you know what? It's £150,000 to join Tony's platinum program for a year. That's not even one-to-one coaching with him. You're just in a group and you meet a couple of times a year. Okay, she says, well, I imagine if I was working with a client for a year and I worked really closely, we could go to some beautiful places around the world. I could take them to, I don't know, the Maldives, and I could take them to Cuba, and I could take them to wherever it might be, and we'll have these deep dive coaching experiences, and I'll hold that space fully, and it'll be one-to-one. And she goes, I could put together the most incredible coaching package whereby I take my client to the most beautiful places on earth, and together we do that work, and I'm going to charge $150,000 for a 12-month experience. Is she going to find clients who will say yes to that? Hell yes, she will, because she's embodying it. She's in the energy of it. She's going to show up and do it. And there are plenty of people, by the way, you might not see them because your focus might not have been in that place. There are plenty of people who invest at this level all of the time. So then could she work with 4, 5 clients a year? Could she be living in abundance, literally living her dream life as she supports others to create their own dream lives? Yes, and yes. The abundant coach looks at the other coaches around the world. She sees them charging maybe £40,000 for their coaching packages, £100,000 for their coaching packages. She sees people signing up for these packages, so she knows if it's possible for these people, it's possible for me too. She recognizes that her only limit is her own mindset and is her own beliefs around her value and what it means to receive that money and taking responsibility for clients. So the abundant coach knows that she is literally limitless in what she can charge for her coaching and what that coaching can look like. It can look any way she chooses, and she can put together the most beautiful, incredible, transformative package that is high-end luxury if she chooses it. So that's the first difference. Second difference is, instead of time for money, she looks at the transformation that she holds. She's able to look at her clients and see what that's worth. So the client who's had bad relationship after bad relationship after bad relationship and is desperate for the relationship of her dreams, like she's hit 40, let's say, and she's like, I just want to find the person and I want to have a beautiful relationship and I want to get married. When she holds that space, when she coaches that client, when she helps them work through the wounds that she has so that she can find the right relationship, so she can have a healthy relationship, so she meets the man of her dreams and it unfolds beautifully and she's invited to the wedding and she celebrates that. Is that worth more than £50 an hour for these one-off sessions? Oh my God, you've just transformed someone's life, not just one person's life, but probably many people's lives, because she's transformed her life, his life, maybe children, family, friends around them, who knows what else. Like, it's this huge ripple effect. What is that worth? Is that worth £5,000, £10,000, £100,000? How can you even put a limit on what that's worth? Because you've just literally transformed the core of someone's life in the coaching that you facilitated. So she sees she looks at the transformation that she can hold to facilitate when she's thinking about her value, as opposed to thinking time for money. She's done the internal money work. So she's recognized, okay, maybe she had some gremlins when it came to money in her life. Maybe she had some scarcity. Maybe, she didn't have a healthy relationship with money, but she's gone and done the work. It's one of the reasons, by the way, if you join the Impactful Coach program, one of the bonuses in there is a money mindset program, because money mindset is huge and so important when it comes to us being impactful, powerful coaches. We have to have a healthy relationship with money. So you both get a full program that's going to help you rewire your money mindset if you struggle with that, and we'll be doing some work in the program around money mindset too, because it is essential that you have this healthy relationship with money so that there's no scarcity. Think of money as a person. We want a healthy relationship. You take care of that person, you honor that person, you have you talk to that person regularly, as opposed to the kind of relationship whereby you're in scarcity, you're needy, you're like, come back to me, and then the next day you're like, no, I don't want to look, you're like, you're not there for me, I can't trust you. Like, we don't want any of that when it comes to our relationship with money. So she's done the money mindset work. She attracts women who also lead themselves. So because she is in that energy of self-leadership, we naturally attract people who are similar to us, right? So because she's in that energy of self-leadership, she's going to attract women who are also either leaders of themselves or desire to be leaders of themselves. So either way, they're going to be dreamboat clients to work with, because they're going to practice self-responsibility. They're going to show up on time. They're going to be committed to the process. They're going to be all in to creating these results for themselves. So she's not going to be attracting clients who are like, fix me, fix me. She's going to be attracting clients who are like, I'm ready to do this work. I'm 100% committed. I'm going to do whatever it takes. And I'm fully trusting the space that you hold for me. She has clear boundaries and honors her time and her client time. So she doesn't run over on sessions. She doesn't overgive. Like, she has a really healthy relationship, and therefore she has that healthy life balance because she's not overgiving all the time in her business. She comfortably asks for referrals and testimonials, not from a pushy way, but because she knows that she's here to serve, because she knows the impact she can create. And so she'll say, hey, like, who else do you know who would really benefit from that? Like, how would you feel about hooking us up, baby? But that sounds a bit dodgy. But, she will ask for testimonials and referrals and other things because she owns her value and she feels comfortable doing that. And lastly, she only coaches dream clients. She only coaches the clients that she really wants to work with. If she does like a discovery session or something like that, and she's like, I'm not sure about this person, she will simply say, no, I don't think this is the right fit. She might refer them to someone else, but she only works with those dream clients who light her up. So her whole coaching business is a dream. It's a breeze. It's a joy to be in. And because she has that integrity, and because she will send non-aligned clients to other people will send them back, like more aligned clients back to her. Because here's the thing in the coaching world, there are nowhere near enough coaches for all the different people out there who desire different types of coaching. So when we're not in a place of scarcity with our coaching, we're like, I need the client, I need the client, I need the client. And instead we're like, hang on, this is my aligned client, yes, but actually I'm not sure we're the right fit, but I know so-and-so over here who would be a great fit for you, and we refer them over. When we're in that space, it means people referring people to us, and it's this beautiful, abundant space instead of this like, I need, get me the client, which is a horrible place to be building a business from. So it really does transform how you feel about each and every client coming in, how you feel about holding that space, how you feel about receiving for the work that you do, how you show up powerfully, how you own your own value, the level of responsibility that the client holds instead of you putting it all on yourself. Can you see how the abundant coach is living a completely different life and experiencing a completely different business to the broke coach? Is this making sense? And this is a paradigm that we need to change, because there is more than enough space in the abundant coaching space. There is more than enough clients to go around. There is more than enough need in that marketplace, and your dream clients are there. But to do that, we have to step out of the broke coach mentality. We have to step into owning our value, and we have to give ourselves permission to be in this space. And that can sometimes be a bit of a journey, but it's possible for every single one of you here. Quality over quantity, 100%, Paula. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. We're all unique and put our own stamp on it. Yes, exactly. Okay, so that's the first thing. I just want you to feel into the difference of that, the difference energetically, and the difference in terms of how your life looks depending on which coaching paradigm you're operating in. And by the way, the abundant coach could be charging $500 for her coaching, $5,000, $50,000 and beyond. Like literally the sky is the limit. Okay, let me have a little sip of coffee. So there are essentially, I think, 3 ingredients that make all the difference in this coaching business that you're building, and your ability to own your value and your ability to charge the amount that you desire without it feeling icky, without it feeling uncomfortable, and instead with it feeling abundant. The first is recognizing that your clients need teeth in the game. They need to make an investment. That investment needs to stretch them. When it's too easy, we often don't prioritize it. So there needs to be this kind of, there needs to be attention between, not attention, but attention between the investment your client is making and the results that they desire. When this tension is there and you can feel it, that's when people are completely committed. That's when people always show up on time. That's when people do the work. That's when people are in trust and surrender. That's when people really go through the journey powerfully with you. How many of you have had the experience where you've coached someone for free? Maybe even a friend. So a friend's phoned you up and they're like, oh my God, blah, 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 blah. Something's just happened. She's had an argument with her husband, or she's fallen out with a friend, or her mum's done something, and she's like, and you're like, okay, I've got you. And you give her some flipping powerful coaching because this is your friend and you care about her and you want to help her, right? And so you spend maybe 20 minutes on the phone, 30 minutes on the phone, an hour on the phone, really helping her work through this, like putting together a plan, what she's going to do, shifting her energy, all of these things. And she's like, oh my God, you are an angel. Like, I feel so different now. That was so powerful. Thank you so much. Oh my God, I love you to pieces. Like, this is amazing. Right? And then she gets off the call and she's feeling good now. She's like, it's all off my chest. My energy is transformed. I'm feeling good about this. She starts going about her life, and like literally an hour or two later, she's forgotten about the whole drama. She's feeling good. So she's kind of like, oh, I don't need to do anything about it now because I'm all good. I'm all good again. And she doesn't actually do any of the things that he talks about. She doesn't actually change anything. She's left feeling lifted because she's been with you, but nothing has changed. And a week later, you get the phone call. And you're like, oh, what? And you're like, what is going on here? I thought I was a good coach. Why won't she listen to me? Why isn't she doing this? And the thing is, it's not about you at all. You probably have been an incredible coach in that moment. You've probably given her everything that she needed, except one thing. She had no teeth in the game. She was not committed to that coaching conversation. She just dropped in, took it all on, thank you very much, felt better, and then went back about her life, but didn't actually follow through on any of those changes because she was not fully committed. And this is one of the problems for those of you who have done free coaching in the past, coach friends in the past, and maybe you felt deflated because you're like, I thought that was a really good session, but I don't feel like they really moved forwards or really got the results that I wanted them to because of that. Or because you've undercharged and you've done those £50 an hour sessions and people aren't moving forwards, and you're like, hang on, I'm doing some really powerful stuff here, but they're not taking the action, and they're cancelling sessions and they're showing up late, and they're just not really honoring this journey and honoring how powerful this container is. It's because they don't have teeth in the game. So not only do you need to be charging more for yourself, so that you're cup full, so that you're abundant, so that you're playing in that space of potentiality, but you also need to be charging properly so that your clients are fully committed. They have teeth in the game, skin in the game, whatever the wording is, but they are fully invested in the journey that they're going through with you. And that means there needs to be a bit of a, is how much? Okay. Like, it scares me a bit to invest that money in myself. They might need to talk through the money bit with you a little bit, because they're like, I've never invested that money in me before. Like, I've spent that on the kids and I've spent it on holidays, but I haven't invested it in me. Like, is it greedy to do that? They might need to work through a bit of stuff. But when they say yes, then they are all in. And the results that they create because of the fact that they're all in are exponential. And they receive richly because they see those transformations, they get the results, and so do you. If clients don't pay, they don't pay attention. Exactly. So this is the first thing. We need our clients to have teeth in the game, skin in the game, to feel that stretch around the investment, because that's when they're going to be fully committed, and that's when they're going to get the best results possible. So this isn't about just you when it comes to charging. It's also 100% about them and their ability to receive those results. The second thing is, you need to be able to look at the bigger picture of what you're creating with your coaching. So instead of just looking at this like session by session, have a look at that bigger picture. What is the real transformation that you're helping facilitate for this client with your coaching? I'm going to go into this in a moment, but for example, the woman who desperately wants a relationship has to do the inner work, go through it before she can have a healthy relationship, and then can go marry the man of her dreams. The third thing is that you recognize that in the coaching that you do, it's not just about your time again. It's about the fact that you are literally bringing a lifetime of experience to the table in this moment. Now, there's a story about Picasso. I might mess his story up a little bit because I haven't told it for a long time. I was trying to remember the detail of it just before I went live with you today. There's a story about Picasso. Actually, let me open my door before I do that. It's getting hot in here. So one night, Picasso was at a bar and he had a little napkin and he was drawing the most incredible drawing on this napkin. And a woman came and sat next to him and she ordered a drink, and she glanced over and she saw the most beautiful drawing, intricate drawing that he was doing on this napkin. And she went, wow, that's amazing. Are you an artist? And he went, yeah, I am. Like, this is what I do for a living. And she said, oh my gosh, what's your name? And he was like, I'm Picasso. People didn't know who he was necessarily then. And she was like, wow, that drawing is incredible. She went, can I buy that? She went, can I buy that from you? Or can I have that napkin rather than you throw it away? And he said, oh yeah, of course you can. Of course you can. You can buy it from me. And she said, oh, amazing. Like, how much do you want for it? And he said, oh, that'll be like $100,000 or 100,000, whatever it was, but a huge amount. He said a big amount. And the woman was like, I'm sorry, what? And he was like, yeah. And she's like, but it's taken you 2 minutes to draw this thing on a napkin. And he looked at her and he said, no, it's taken me a lifetime to be able to draw this in 2 minutes on a napkin. And so this is where we need to start recognizing that it's not about the time we spend with the client. It's about our whole journey to this point that allows us to facilitate this deep change and this deep transformation. It's not just the time in the moment. Yes, he managed to draw this incredible thing in 2 minutes, but it wasn't about the 2 minutes. It was about the fact that he had committed his whole lifetime to drawing and painting. Like, the number of hours he'd stacked up doing this in all kinds of different ways was huge and mind-boggling. And actually, that's exactly the same with your coaching, because of all the events that you've lived through, because of all the mindset work that you've done, because of your own growth and evolution, before you even start thinking about the books that you've done and the courses that you've done and anything else. So these are the 3 kind of key ingredients that we need to look at that's going to help us own our value in the coaching space. Number 1, your clients need to have teeth in the game, so they're making an investment for them. Number 2, you've got to see the big picture of the true impact that you're able to create with the coaching that you facilitate. And 3, it is not about the time that you're sat there with the client. It is about the lifetime that you have been through and everything you bring to that space in those moments when you're there supporting your clients. So, task to do, just checking on the time. Oh, we're okay for time. We're good time-wise. Little task for you to do. This is in the workbook, so you can do this on paper now, or you can just listen to me and then you can come and do this later. I'm going to show you what it looks like in the workbook, actually. So just so you can see how I've set it out. Window, there we go. Okay, you can see this? Whatever place it's at. So this is going to be your first task for today. It is the become, do, achieve task. So you can see it's here in your workbook. It's 3 columns. I'm going to take you through this now with an example. You can either work your way through it or write this down as an example, or you can just do this yourself after our session today. So let me stop sharing so you can see me. Right, let me take you through this. So tuning into the true impact that we can create with our coaching. Are you ready for this? Become, do, achieve. 3 columns. I'm going to give you an example. You are a health coach, okay? And you specifically help women with their health. So especially women who are going through that kind of middle-age difficulty. Maybe they're premenopausal, perimenopausal, they've got things going on, their health isn't good. You especially work with women who are juggling all the balls, they're time poor, they work hard, like we all know those women. Many of you are probably those women yourself. So this is the kind of work that you do. You work specifically with women, specifically around their health, and with women who are just always giving and giving, juggling all the balls. They've probably got a job with real responsibility. They've got kids at home, like doing all the things. And this woman goes to the doctors because she's not feeling well. She's felt unwell for weeks. Finally, she's got around to going to the doctors, and the doctors had kind of done her assessment, and the doctor said, look, I'm sorry to have to tell you this, but your health is not great. You're overweight, you're not taking care of yourself. Yes, you're premenopausal or whatever it might be, but also more importantly, you're on the edge of becoming diabetic. And if we don't do something about your health now, we're going to have to put you on diabetic medication, and we're going to have to go down that whole journey. You'll have to be taking pharmaceutical drugs and blah, 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 blah. And this woman is quite shocked because she kind of thought she was going to go and maybe she'd got a bit of a bug and she'd get some antibiotics and she'd be feeling fine. She'd be back in. She's like, oh, hang on. This is serious, because she's got kids. She's got a husband. She's got a job that she needs to do. And she's been told by the doctor, hang on, your health is actually at risk here. You're about to become diabetic. And if you don't do something about it now, then it's going to have a huge impact on your health. You're going to obviously have to be on medication and there could be serious consequences. So she leaves the doctor's office. And at that moment, she has what we call a sliding doors moment. Do you know what I mean when I mean a sliding doors moment? How many of you are old enough to remember or young enough to remember the movie Sliding Doors? Was it Gwyneth Paltrow in it? Where her life kind of split into 2. And there was a moment where her life could either go that way or that way. And we watched it play out in both directions. Do you remember that? Well, we all have these sliding door moments all the time in our lives, moments where we make a key decision or not, and it potentially changes the direction that our life goes on. So this woman comes out of the doctor's office and she has her own sliding door moment. In this moment, she can decide either she's going to come out of the office, she's going to feel like worried and scared. She's going to be like, oh my God, I need to do something about this. It's actually really scary. And so she decides that she's going to do this herself. Maybe she talks to her husband a little bit and she's like, okay, I need to make a bit of space for me. And so like that week, she works particularly hard at trying to eat more healthily and kind of cook fresh meals. She goes to the grocery store and thinks about what she's putting in her basket. She doesn't drink as much alcohol. So she purposefully does things. And then the second week she thinks, oh, okay, I've got to keep on doing this, but I need to, the doctor said I needed to exercise. So I need to go to that exercise session. And she gets to the end of the second week, going into the third week, and oh my God, she feels exhausted. Because not only is she doing all the things that she would normally do, but now she's doing even more, because now she's trying to like cook proper meals and go to the gym and do all these things. And she's like, I literally can't get out of bed in the morning. Like she's empty. And so although she's really worried about the idea of being diabetic, like she just doesn't have the energy to maintain it. And so she slowly just goes back to normal life. And she kind of puts to the back of her mind the conversation that she had with the doctor, because she doesn't want to think about it, because she doesn't have time, she doesn't have energy. Like she just can't change this. Like life is feeling hard. She's juggling all the balls. She's just trying to get through every day. She hasn't got the energy to think about that. So pack it away. Let's forget about it. And she just keeps on going. And then at some point, her health gets worse and worse and worse and worse. She becomes diabetic, and then there's real issues, and she has potentially big problems to work through. It's one potential pathway. And this is the pathway that unfortunately lots of people take, not because they're choosing it, but because they literally feel like, I'm just trying to get through the day. And I'm sure we've all had those experiences, right? We've all had those times where it's like, I just need to get through the day. But for many people, that happens day after day after day after day after day. And we know that. But the other pathway, the other option that she could have taken in that moment, is that when she left that doctor's office, she went, you know what? I don't think I can do this alone. I need help. And so she goes to her friends and she's like, you know what? I've made a decision. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Like the doctor says, I need to change things. Like the truth is, like I'm tired. I don't have the energy. I don't know how the heck I'm going to find time to do this. But oh my God, like I do not want to go down that route. Maybe her mum did, and maybe it had huge consequences or something else. She's like, I just can't do it. I need to find help. And her friend says, oh my God, I know this woman. She's a health and wellness coach. She's amazing. You need to book an appointment with her. So she books in and she has this free session, and the wellness coach like really finds out everything that she needs to know. And the woman like feels like a weight's been lifted because she's got this space to share, and it feels like someone understands her. And suddenly it's like, all the responsibility isn't on me. Like there's someone here to support me through this journey. And she begins working with her coach. And because she begins working with this coach, everything starts to change. So who she becomes, first column, who she becomes begins to change, because she becomes the woman who's taken self-responsibility. She becomes the woman who has decided to invest in her health. She becomes more confident because she's done that. She sees her value more because she's done that. She starts working on her belief. She becomes the empowered woman because she starts actually taking control of her life in ways that she hasn't even seen possible before. She becomes a healthier woman because she starts to create the space. She works through some of like past trauma or doubts or wobbles or issues, so that she has more and more space open up, and she can start seeing where she's been giving away her power. She can start seeing why she might have sabotaged her health and other things. And she starts changing. She starts making these changes. And so she becomes the woman who is actually leading herself. she becomes a woman who is taking radical responsibility for her health. And so she's becoming healthier and healthier and healthier every day. So what is she doing? Well, she starts to eat healthier, and she starts to honor her boundaries more. And her kids see this, and her husband sees this. So her kids and her husband are also eating healthier because she's cooking healthier meals, and it's like trickling down the family. And her kids see her suddenly feeling better, and they're like, wow, something's changed about mom. This is amazing. And she starts doing some of the things that she's always wanted to do. So maybe she's always dreamed of going to dance lessons, and she books herself into some dance lessons, and the kids are like, oh my God, mom, this is amazing. Watching you do this. And her husband is like, oh my God, I feel like I've got my wife back. This is incredible. And so she starts doing more and more and more that lights her up, that feels exciting, that feels on purpose. What can she achieve because she can do that? Well, first, she can achieve like much better health. Secondly, she can achieve much better relationships. Thirdly, she's having this beautiful impact on her family and probably her friends too, because they'll be watching her and being like, whoa, what's changed? Like, I need some of this in my life. When she shows up at work, suddenly she has more energy. She's working more confidently. She gets the pay rise, or she gets a new job offer, and it's just like ping, 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 ping. Suddenly, life is working magically. And everything is transformed. And she probably once didn't even believe this is possible for her. This is a transformation we can facilitate with our clients. The sky is not even the limit. I was about to say the sky's the limit. The sky is not the limit. Like, there is no limit. And the ripple effect and what can happen from those coaching sessions can be huge. So those coaching sessions are not, it's worth more than £500. It's worth more than £1,000. It's worth more than £5,000. You've literally helped this woman get her life back. Not just from the fact that she's probably going to live longer because she's healthier. So she's probably going to live another 5, 10, 20, 30, 40 years. But she's actually going to have quality of life. She's not just trying to survive every day. Suddenly she gets to live her life fully. This is the impact that you can create as a coach. This is the space that you can hold for people. And this is why you need to start valuing the work that you do, or the work that you're going to do as a coach in the world. And this is why you need to receive richly for it, because can you see how huge this is? This is literally life-changing for you, for her family, for her friends, for all the other lives that she impacts, because she talks about them and they come to you too. So when we're thinking about, oh, what should I charge for my coaching? Can I charge £100 an hour? Can I charge £150 an hour? Can I do a package? Can I charge £1,000 for my coaching package? Oh, that's so expensive. Who's going to pay that? Well, the people who will pay that are the people who see that. But your potential clients won't see it unless you see it. So this is where you need to start seeing the potential that you hold in your hands in this space of coaching. Because when you see the potential, the transformations that can happen when people work with you, when you own that fully, when you embody that fully, you're going to be able to share that vision with potential clients, and they are going to be happy to pay you whatever you decide to charge. This is why the paradigm of impactful coaching is different. This is why it isn't just about what can I charge for my coaching. Can you charge that as a brand new coach? Yes. With no coaching experience? Well, yes, because you've got life experience. Remember the task that we did on Tuesday? That's what you bring to the table. That's the space that you hold. It is transformative. And if you add on top of that, if you're on the pathway, so for those women who've already signed up for the Impactful Coach, like we're going to be diving into all the skills. I'm going to be giving you all the tools. You're going to be going through the transformation yourself. So of course you can charge that. You can easily charge 5K for coaching packages, 10K for coaching packages. Why the heck not? Look at the transformation that you're creating and holding for people. It's absolutely next level. So I want you to work through this task for yourself today, because I want you to see the value that you can hold, whether you're already coaching or if you're not coaching yet. I want you to step yourself into that place where you are. And I want you to do this activity as if you are already coaching, so that you can tune into that potential that you hold within you. So you're helping putting together coaching packages. Of course, we do all the things. It's about who you are as a coach, how you position yourself as a coach, about all the coaching tools and how you facilitate that space so that you're a truly powerful coach. It's about how you create your packages. It's about how you sell your packages, how you market your packages. I literally take you through every single thing that you need, so you leave being a fully impactful coach with all the skills, all the knowledge, all the embodiment, and knowing how to put yourself out there in a way that you get to receive richly for the work that you do. Yes. You need a coach, Suzanne. Right. So the other thing to remember is the more that you grow, the more that your coaching will grow too. So it's a constant evolution. Wherever you start with your pricing, it will grow with you. It will not stay there. Once you've been coaching for 6 months, your coaching should absolutely have gone up in value. When you've been coaching a year, it should go up. It needs to keep on going up as you keep growing and evolving. So on that note, what time is it? One last thing that I want to share with you, and this is the power of one. So often when we start, actually, no, I'm not going to dive into that. I'm going to cover that tomorrow with you. So the final thing that I want to share with you today is that there are so many different ways that we can work as coaches. We don't want to be doing the one-off sessions. So we want to be creating coaching programs. We want to be holding bigger space for clients, whether it's a month, 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, maybe even beyond that. So that's the first thing we need to start thinking about. One-off sessions, someone come, they have a aha, but then they go. There's no holding of that space. There's no powerful container that they stay in while that transformation occurs. So we want to move away as impactful coaches. We want to move away from one-to-one sessions, and we want to move into coaching packages. Now, obviously, those of you who join me in the program, I'll teach you how to do all of this, but just kind of food for thought right now is I want you to start feeling into what's the kind of package that would feel good for you. How often do you want to coach your clients? How long do you want those sessions to be? How long do you want to hold that space? What kind of support do you want to give them in that space? Because there is not a one-size-fits-all plan here. You get to create a coaching blueprint that feels truly aligned for you and truly aligned for your clients. And so when you create this coaching container, and I always think of it as this beautiful sacred container that me and my client get to dance in and play in and hold the energy and hold the space in and really facilitate that deep transformation in. What do you want your container to look like? How long is it? How deep is it? Generally, rule of thumb that we need to be thinking about is we don't want to go broad with our coaching. We want to go deep. So we don't want to have like 50 clients paying £50 an hour. We want to hold bigger space with bigger packages so we can go deeper and really, truly facilitate those big transformations, those life changes. Because when you're working in that way, you really are a truly abundant coach, and you will have a thriving coaching business, not only because you get to receive richly for the individual clients that you work with, but because people will be raving about you and the transformations that they've had in their lives. So I'm going to leave it at that for today. There is another task on your day 4 task sheet. Let me share the screen again so I can just quickly show it to you, because I haven't touched on this today. But I don't think I need to. I think you can go and I think you can go and do this without me talking you through it. So once you've done the become, do, achieve little exercise that I shared about, you fill this in, it will make sense. The next thing, and we haven't touched on this today, is writing your reality into existence as a powerful coach journaling exercise. So this is where you can really feel into, like, when you do step into this space, what if you could guarantee that in clients will invest and you feel confident? It's going to just get you to do a bit of a journaling exercise whereby you write out the reality, how you want to feel as a coach, how you want to live as a coach, how you want this to look in your own coaching. So this is space for you to journal and play and really feel into that energy of what it is to be an impactful coach, what it is to be coaching in this new paradigm. And so I'd like you to play with that. If you don't get time, don't worry, at least do that first exercise. So that first exercise is the key one. And I know I haven't actually really gone through that second one with you, but I think that we've covered so much today. And I really want you to step into this and own this and claim this, because this is a game changer. What you receive for your coaching will impact the type of coaching business you have and the results that your clients get hugely. This is the paradigm that we need to be shifting. This is the paradigm that we need to be changing. So that's it for today in terms of day 4. We're here for day 5, which is again jam-packed. We've got the masterclass on Tuesday. For those of you who are thinking about the Impactful Coach program, or who are playing with it, or who feel that draw inside of you, I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. There were a couple of questions. I'm just going to have to refocus my brain a minute to try and remember what those questions were. A couple of questions came up yesterday that I wanted to talk you through so that you really understood how the program works. So the idea in the Impactful Coach program is that it's not just a training. The idea in this form of the container is that you really begin walking your talk, that you go through a personal evolution yourself, that you embody this, that you don't just learn how, what it is to be an impactful coach, that you don't, today I've been able to talk you through what it means to hold that value, but I want to be able to take you deeper than that and help you to actually step into embodying it. It's in the program that we're going to be able to actually step into embodying it, designing what it looks like for you specifically. So the way that it works is at the beginning of the week, you get the training that teaches you the components that you need for that aspect of the program. But at the end of the week, that's when we go deeper. That's when we do group coaching. That's when we do Q&As. That's when you do co-coaching, so that you actually fully step into everything that we've talked about. So instead of you just being bombarded with loads of training, loads of learning, this is really about, yes, take this learning, but then how do we actually embody this? How do we actually step into this? How do we actually begin building this coaching business from this place of abundance, attracting in these dream clients, really feeling confident in our coaching, really putting these pieces in place, not just knowing it, but being it. The Impactful Coach program is about being it. It's about becoming it fully. And that's why I'm so excited about it, because I think this is what most coaching programs and programs in general are missing. They're missing the magic of embodiment. So with this program, it's a small group program. There aren't tons of people in this program. It's a small program. We're going to be able to support you fully through it. You are in a powerful container, and it's all about embodying every single step that we go through. Whether you're just starting out or whether you've already built a coaching business, perhaps you're stuck in that broke coach mentality, but you know there's so much more available. You're perhaps done with that and you're ready to go deeper. You're ready to go further. You're ready to build a coaching business with bigger impact for your own life and for your clients' lives. So I take you through this whole journey. We literally cover all of the aspects. So we look at, who are you as an impactful coach? How are you positioning yourself? What is the work that you want to do? What kind of coach do you want to be? How do you want to define yourself? How are you going to talk about yourself? How are you going to share with the world who you are and what you do, so that they understand that, so that they see the value, so that they say, oh yes, I'm ready to work with you. Where do I sign? How do I do this? Right? So we begin with that, because we need to get you feeling really confident and really sure with who you are as an impactful coach, so that you can talk about it, so that you can share about it, so that you are unstoppable in how clear and filled with belief you are about this coaching business that you're building and about the kind of coach that you are. So that's all about embodiment. Then we're going to go through all of the tools, and I use tools in a slightly different way. So lots of coach training places will give you the tools. It'll be like, here's a tool, here's a tool, here's a tool, this is how you use it, full stop. You're missing the magic of the tools if you only use them in that way. So the way we're going to use tools is different. The way we use tools is that I'm going to teach you the tool, but I believe that the tool is actually the doorway. You bring the tool to the table with a client, and what happens is that opens a doorway, and then you go deeper. And this is where real transformation occurs, not just from using the tool, but for instead the tool being like the key that opens a door that allows you to go into deeper coaching. And I'm going to teach you and show you exactly how to do that. And you're going to do it again and again and again, so you feel really confident taking clients down that pathway and going much deeper to really facilitate that change. On top of that, we're going to then start talking about, well, how do you actually charge? What kind of coaching business do you want? Do you want it to be one-to-one? Do you want it to be one-to-many? How do you price yourself? How do you package your programs? How do you sell your programs? How does that whole onboarding process go? What does it look like when you start working with clients? How do you facilitate that change? What happens if things go wrong? We're going to dive into all of that and so much more. And then finally, we're going to talk about how you market yourself as an impactful coach, not from a place of like, so if you've done the academy with me, it's a completely different experience. It's a different type of marketing altogether. It works completely differently because we're looking at a completely different paradigm. So I will literally show you how do you get those high paying clients who are ready to invest. And that might look different to how other marketing sometimes looks in both the online space and the offline space. So this will work for you if you want to be coaching online, if you want to be coaching in person, or if you want to do a mix of the two. So it's not just about online coaching. You can utilize this in whatever format you want. And if you already have other things that you do, let's say that you already do crystal healing or chakra work, or maybe you're a tutor, or you already have other things that you do, I'm going to show you how you bring coaching into your current model so that you can expand it, so that you can go further, so that your business can really grow and thrive. So let me just see how long is a course. It's 4 months in total, but it normally spans over 5 months because I will sometimes put in little breaks. So altogether, it will take 5 months. It's 4 months of content. How much time is committed to the program each week? Minimum 2 hours, minimum. If you can do 3 or 4 hours, that's going to be perfect. That's going to be beautiful. But I've also got training that's going to help you find that time and get into flow with this, right? Because we don't want you pushing and pushing and pushing. I want you to get into flow as you go through this work, because this is about you being the embodied coach. So this is about how do I help you live your dream life as you're doing this. So this is not about, oh, I need to like work like crazy and do all the things and juggle all the things. This is about, hang on, this is a first step into you creating your dream life. So how do we start doing that now as you're growing as a coach, as you're attracting the clients, as you're starting to receive that money? So it's not like, oh, when I've learned to coach, then I'll be able to achieve this. We're going to go, let's begin now, because there is nothing like this moment today to actually begin this journey of being the impactful coach, the embodied woman who has that balance, has the life, is creating it day by day by day, is living the experience that she wants to live. So we're going to literally be stepping you into that each and every day as we go through the program, so that by the time we get to the end of it, it's natural. It comes naturally. You're living it, you're breathing it. You will see that your own life has transformed as you've been building your coaching business. How long is the session on Tuesday? Well, I would say about an hour, but you've probably realized by now I always go over, so probably about an hour and 15 minutes. What times I do the weekly trainings? They change. So the first training is beginning of the week. The other training we do different times. Some are daytime, some are evening times, to make sure that people can join both. So for people who work, there'll be evening sessions you can join. For people who don't want to do things in the evening, you want to do the daytime stuff, there are daytime sessions that you can join. So there's actually both. We facilitate it in that way. I facilitate it in that way on purpose, so that it can flow with your own life. Any other quick questions I can see that have come in here? Excellent. I really hear the depth in all you've shared with us. Mwah. You're so welcome. Hi, can you book a call? Martina, 100% yes. Either book a call or message me on my personal messenger and I can sort out a call for you then. Do you set the timetable? yes, there's going to be a timetable, so you will get a timetable that comes out. It might change a little bit. I often don't set the timetable until everyone's on board, and then I can tweak and change it to also meet people's needs in the program. So as I said, this isn't going to be a huge program. It's not going to have tons and tons of people in it. You're not going to get lost in a big group of people. Like, I'm here to support you fully through it, and actually we can tweak and change timings to make sure it works for people. You're excited to sign up. Yay! It's not showing me your name. It says Facebook user. Who typed that in? I need to see your name. How many people will be in the group? It's going to be small. Maximum is going to be 20. It might be less than that. If there's more people, I'll put in extra trainings and other things so that there's really all of that space that you need. It's Bex. Bex, beautiful. Mwah. Yes, me too. Any other questions that I can answer now that's going to be useful? I asked this in my call with Claire yesterday. She said, you've answered it for me. Thank you. I think that was Bex. Bex, thank you for writing that response in. So any other questions that anyone's got? I'm really happy to answer them before we hop off. Otherwise, workbook is on its way to you. It's going to drop into the group and it's going to come out on email as usual each day. Sign up for the masterclass if you haven't yet. If you've got questions about the coaching program, message me or book in for a call or just jump in. Remember, if you join before midnight tonight, you're also going to get in-person day, and actually I'm thinking about throwing in an extra in-person day, so whoa, there might be some magic because something's just come up that means there might be that opportunity, and you're going to get an extra one-to-one coaching call with me. So why would you not do that? Because that in itself is worth £1,000. Okay, you've messaged me, Suzanne. Okay, I will go look for your message, people. Where will the in-person day be? It will be in Manchester, but we hold it in a beautiful hotel that's like super easy for transport. It's right next to the train station and other things, so I make it as easy as possible for people to get there. You've signed up for the masterclass. Yay! You've messaged me. Beautiful. Is that Bex again, or is that someone else? I'm not quite sure. Type in your name and I'll make sure that I find your message. The beautiful Stephanie has dropped in the link again for the sales page. Thank you, Stephanie. Has the coaching program link been sent? It has. It's just above your comments. If you click that, the link is just there for you to go and check it out. It's also in the group and it's also been sent out on email. So you might need to look a little bit, but you've got it. You signed up to the masterclass too. Yay! Okay, go and have an incredible Thursday. Enjoy the rest of your day. I'm excited to see your day 4 tasks come in because this is really stepping you into your power and owning your value as a coach. I will see you tomorrow for another supercharged session. Sending lots of love to you all. Those of you who've already joined the program, I just want to say, yay, we're going to rock and roll. It's going to be an absolutely incredible experience. I can't wait to support you in there. Mwah. Sending so much love to you all. Once again, thank you so much for being here with me live. And those of you who catch it on the replay, again, huge well done. The commitment just speaks volumes. So thank you. Mwah. I'll see you soon.